So the 306 is about to go under surgery for this thing. Get all the junk off of it. I've got to get the grapple saw hooked up. I've had it for going on 2.5 months now. I think I've had it that long. Still haven't got it hooked up, but I just haven't had time. So what we got to do is we got to get a K-strain on it before I can really do anything. But I got the ears in to make, basically I got a set of ears in to make the plate to mount on that so I can hook to it. But I've got to figure out where to put the K-strain or how to tie it in. So anyway, it's going back in here. Right there's the hydraulic tank. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. I'm hoping all I got to do is put a T in it right there, and then I can just T into the lines running back to the tank. Should be all I need to do. Anyway, I can't really see in here, so I'm going to take some of these covers off. I'm not sure which one I'm going to take off first, but anyway, I haven't gotten to run the 306 much. Just that one job that I posted. It's got another job it needs to go to, but man, it has rained for a week straight here in Mississippi. Like, I'm talking every day for a solid week. Just stupid. Can't do anything. It's been cold. The weather guys have completely got it all wrong. Said it was supposed to rain like 1 or 2 days last week, but no, it rained all 7, and then it's been cold, and I'm just sick of it. I'm over it. I just want to just sell everything until summertime. Just be done with everything. Nah, but we can't do that. I got a lot of lumber I need to cut. So anyway, still got the plastics on the seat. I got to get seat covers for this and the 309 before I just ruin them. But still watching the 309's coolant issue. So we can see this one hasn't moved. Man, that's so pretty. Look at that engine. Cat just makes a clean machine. I mean, they should for as much as they charge for them, but it is just, they're nice machines. And I'm going to do a review on this one soon. I just haven't ran it much. But so far I love it. It's a really nice machine. So anyway, I'm gonna get some of these covers pulled off, and then I'll update and show you which covers I got off and how we can access it. Alright, so I got the door off, and this little cover that goes right here, it's that cover. There's the door. Pretty simple. I didn't film it because I just had no idea what I was about to get into, but basically I just took the 4 bolts out of the hinge here, and then the small cover right there, there's 2 bolts go up here and then 2 bolts right here, and you can get to it pretty easy. So here's just the little fuel pump and the fuel filter. So I think it's going to be pretty simple because we got three plugs right here going into the tank, and I don't know why I can't just put my return right there, because I'm pretty sure this is the relief for this valve stack. and it runs back to tank. I ain't got a clue what these other ones are going to. Well, that's to the hydraulic cooler. So yeah, I think I just pull one of these plugs out, put me a bulkhead fitting on there, run my hose. Now the running the hose part's gonna be a different story, but it seems like I can just go right through there. I know y'all can't see, I don't have hardly any lights, but I could probably pull this cover and yeah, I think I can get right through there. So I've seen some excavators, they run up under the floorboard, and I don't think. I'm gonna pull this cover, and I may just go ahead and pull this all this off, because so far what I'm seeing is everything is pretty accessible as far as removing these covers and whatnot. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, what I think I'll do is I'll just take that one off, that one, and then this one. And then I'm not going to do any hard lines, at least not right now, because that's just, I don't know, I feel like I'll have to take the machine somewhere and let them do all that, and I'm just going to run just a regular hose all the way up, down. I'm not sure which side I'm going to come on yet, because there's quite a bit already in the way, and this valve stack has to go on here. That's got to go on the side of the boom. I don't think I'm going to leave them on that plate. I may take the valves off and actually mount them, like, could probably mount, well, no. I have to see how long my hoses are, but we'll figure all that out later. I could very easily put a case drain right here in that bracket, or I got one on the other side too. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I can zip tie the hose to that up there and run it through that, come down. I think the hardest part, most aggravating, is going to be coming through here, getting it ran through all that and fished up through there. That's probably going to be the headache. It should be enough. I can cut them zip ties off and run it through that protective plastic. I'll pull this off and see if I got any extra places for a hose to run. I may not. I'm not seeing any. That's probably going to be the most aggravating part, is getting it right through there. And I can just, like they all coming in up through right here. Just fish it in and plug her in right there. So anyway, let me get these covers off, and then we'll see what everything looks like. Alright, so I got some covers took off. Let's see what she looks like now. I got this cover took off. I think that's all I need to take off. Hold on, let me get a light. Light on my phone. Okay, so you can see the hoses that come through there and then run up the boom. So I think That's really all I need to take off, because they go on up and then they turn, and that's where the pump is, or not the pump, the tank. So that's the only cover I needed to take off. I can just fish that through there and reach it. I didn't want to take the big one off right here because it's got that tracker system or whatever you want to call it on there. I was afraid if I unhooked it, then it might send a signal or something, and then the cat will be freaking out. At least I hope it would, you know. So anyway, you can see back up in there. So the only thing is I'm thinking is I'm going to have to drain this tank down to where the bulkhead will go into it. And I'm thinking all I'll need to do is just kind of take this hose off right here, take it off, hold it, and then catch it in a bucket or something to clean, and I can pour it back into it. But once I take this fitting out, I'll know the thread pitch and all that. And then what I'll do is I'll make it same size as, because this right here is your K-strain on this. I forget what this thing called, Balto rotor or something like that. Anyway, this grapple saw, you know, I done a video on it. I'm excited to get it going. I went ahead and plumbed my lines in. Of course, it'll all be redone once I get it mounted on the machine, but I did that because I didn't want to. They just put paint marker on there which lines go where, and that's going to get rubbed off. So I put all this on there and took some pictures and just mocking it up just to see, make sure there's won't be no problems. Make sure what size this, see if this is the same size. Should be. JIC fittings. I think they're JIC. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just take one of these hoses with me and just make the K-strain the size of the hose. Should be enough for it. So yeah, the only thing I still gotta, once I get the ears, I'm gonna measure that, the ears width and the length, and then I'll go get a plate cut probably tomorrow and weld it all up. And I've got to make the clevis that connects on that pin mount to the plate on the ears. That's really what I've been worried about the most. You know, I said that in the last video of this thing, and the company that made the grapple saw was supposed to be making me one, but I haven't heard back from them, so I ain't got time to mess around with it no more. It's about to be spring, and my brother-in-law is about to be wide open, so I'm sure I'll be helping him a lot. And we just got to get this thing ready to go. And the bigger job that 309 is going to be moving on is, I really want this set up ready to go for it. That way I can see how efficient I'm going to be versus having to get out and use a chainsaw and do all that mess. And that way I can have two machines. I'll do some work with one and jump in this thing and cut some stuff up and rock and roll. So I'm excited to get it going. And I think all I'll have to do is run my power cable, the cable that come with it, into the cab, and basically you just plug it in, and then you've got your two buttons here, probably going to mount them inside the joystick. Once I get everything mounted and ran, I'll just kind of hook it all up and just see how it's going to work, and then I'll decide where I want my buttons and stuff. So I just got to get the freaking thing mounted. So anyway, that's where we're at. Tomorrow I'm going to go get the fittings and hopefully get this hose ran. But once I get it ran, I can go ahead and just put the boom over there close to it, hook my lines up, and at least operate it. Maybe. We'll see. What do y'all think? Y'all don't care, do you? You just want something to eat. Y'all are so pitiful. Look out. Are you scared, Rip? Huh? What about you? You ain't scared. That's my two compadres. They always with me. Always want to know what I'm doing, getting into. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll be back tomorrow. Alright, I got a container, cleaned it out real good. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Get ready to make a mess. Alright, let's see how I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be a little hard to hold the camera. See if I can put y'all where you can see right here. Alright, so I'm going to take this line off. This line just goes straight back into the tank. I'm going to take it off here, and that way I can run my hose out and then catch it. We'll see. Ooh! Well, if I'd go the right way, it'd be easy. Alright, I'm probably about to make a mess. No, not too bad. So alright, so y'all can see right here, got the fluid coming out. See my hose going back to my tank. That's basically level with the fitting I'm gonna pull out and then run my hose back into. So alright, well, this is going too easy. I feel like I'm about to royally screw something up. You ever get that feeling? Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I think she's pretty well drained, just about as much as she's gonna go. Of course, I made a mess. But I'm gonna hook this hose back up. You have to be careful. There is a O-ring right here on this facing. Can't get around there to show you, but if anybody's doing this, just pay attention to your gaskets and O-rings. That's a little hard to do one-handed. Hold what you got. I'm gonna put this hose back on because fluid keeps pushing out this top of this relief, getting all over everything. I really didn't care much about getting hydraulic fluid everywhere. But I did. Let that sit there and soak up. this back down. All right. Now, already loosened this up. There may be fluid still come out. And there is. Still a good bit of fluid coming out. So I'm gonna put that back in there. Well, I need some more rags. So tomorrow I'm going to go get the fittings to plumb in that and the hose. I'll have to measure it somehow. I guess. So yeah, tomorrow I hope I get the case train lined up on this thing, and then we'll be one step closer to getting that thing on there. So y'all stay tuned. Alright, so I went and got the hose made yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to get back on it, but me and my brother-in-law got out here just piddling and got to working on it, and I realized, like, hey stupid, you're not filming it. So let me catch y'all up on what I did. So anyway, I got 28 feet of hydraulic hose here. I don't remember what size, 3/8 or something. So I got this on here for right now. Of course, nothing's tight. I just got it kind of mocked up. But anyway, what I did is I started right here, and I just put the other end of the hose. It's very simple. So whoever you're thinking about doing this yourself, it's very simple. So here's the other end of the hose. I just started with this end, and I fed it through here. Of course, I took this bracket off. It's just 2 bolts right here. Take that off, and you'll have to take this rubber grommet and just kind of pull it out a little bit. And then what it'll do is it'll open itself up, and you can run it through right there. So you got a couple extra holes you can add extra hoses to. So just fish it down through there. I pulled it through this hole, kind of pulled me some slack out, and then I fed it back through, and you can see it just kind of goes right through here, right through the little knuckle right there, and through there. Just fish it up through there, and you can see where all the other hoses come up to the valve stack right here. And I mean, the camera doesn't show very well, but like you can see, it's very accessible. Like, this wasn't hard at all. We were just here goofing off and realized, like, oh crap, I'm nearly done running the hose, and realized I haven't filmed any of it. So anyway, I got a bulkhead fitting for here to plug into the tank. This is the tank, and what I did to drain the tank down is I just took this hose off, just ran it down into a bucket, or I just had an empty container right here. I washed it out real good and cleaned it up, dried it out, held that in the tank, let the tank drain down. Of course, you'll have to take the lid off to let it breathe. It took forever to drain because it was just a slow process. But anyway, so when I took this plug out, a lot still wanted to come out. So what I did was I just crunk it up, and I extended the thumb to let the cylinder fill up with fluid to drop the fluid level in here. You can see, you can't see the fluid level. So anyway, I did that, and then I took the plug out, and no more came out. So I screwed my bulkhead fitting in there, JIC, connected my hose, all that's tight. So now all I got to do is Just all I'm going to do is just a crankcase hose. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zip tie this to everything and hold it up and run it on down. I'm going to come on this side of the boom and stick, come down this side, and I'm going to tie it into the little female quick connect right here. So I'm gonna get that done, and it's not really much to see, just zip tying some hose up there and fit it up, and then I'll get back. Okay, so I got the hose mounted up, and I just put some the only zip ties I had up there, but this thing, of course I made the probably about 2 feet too long, so I'm just going to take this and twirl it, loop it up, zip tie it, and then finish zip tying it up, and then it should be, case train line should be finished. So now here is the ears that's going to go on the grapple saw. So I ordered these 2 ears from eBay to fit the Cat 305, 306, and all I ordered was just the ears. We went ahead yesterday evening and I went and got a plate, half-inch thick plate, cut, and basically what I did is I took the measurement from the inside. I got the measurement basically from here to here, which is between your pin bosses on your ears on a Cat bucket, and then on this side. So it's about 6 1/8, I guess. Well, it's actually about 6. We went 6 1/8 just to give me a little bit of room. So what I got is I took a pin out of another bucket, out of my 36-inch bucket, because I had some pins out of a ripper that we made for the 305, but they're not long enough, so they won't make it to the bolt hole. But yesterday we kind of tacked these on here, and I was like, well, I may need to get some pins and put the pins in there, that way we're sitting flush and all that. And sure enough, like, it won't, well, I'll have to knock it back out, but I'm gonna have to kind of cut these welds a little bit and just tap this one down or this one up just a hair. It don't like much, but I'm going to get these pins where they'll fit, or put the pins in there and then kind of weld it, that way everything stays true. I should never have to, you know, change the pins out, or once I put the pins in there, they shouldn't have to ever come out. Like, this setup will only be for that. But now what I will do probably is have this set up to also go on the 309, like I mentioned before. So all right, I'm gonna run to the store and grab some zip ties, and this end should be pretty well finished. Of course, I'll zip tie that in there better so it's not moving back and forth. I guess I could pull my slack down this way. It's probably what I'll do. I'll just pull the slack back up in here. And anyway, let me go get some zip ties and zip tie the hose, and I should be ready to put the door panels and the door back on. Okay, so I got the hose fixed up and everything's secured, and I just followed it up and zip tied it on down and around. It's right here, and I got it going through there, through there, through there, and then up and around, and I just looped it right here. Pulled all my slack to here and got it tied in. And that's all there is to it. So now I'm going to get these covers back on the machine. See what all I got off here. Took this one off. If I can remember which bolts go where. Oh. Cat did a good job of making this machine accessible. So I got, there's 4 of them. It's longer. Crap. No, I don't remember which one, what went where. Should be hold on, let me figure this out. Alright, so it's been a day. I got the bolts figured out. It does matter where they go because the short bolts go in the door right here, because they can only be so long. Otherwise, you put the long bolts in there and they'll shove through, and then they'll dent your thing here. But anyway, K-strain hose is in. I've been running it today. I used it to load some logs on a sawmill, but I don't see no leaks or anything. Yeah, the K-string looks pretty good. So it's very simple. It's like a lot simpler than what I was expecting. So basically on the 306, a new next gen, all you got to do is take this door off, take this panel off, and you could probably get by with just taking this panel off, but it's simple just to get rid of the door, and then take this cover off. That cover, these 2 bolts, pull this bracket out, work your rubber grommet so you can get your hose in there, and then just run you a hose up and down and around. And I got the quick connect fitting on here, and that's it. There's your K-string. Cat would have probably charged $1,500 to hook that hose up. So I've got the ears and the plates welded and ready for this thing. The company that made this made me a link, and they finally sent me an email actually yesterday saying that it's finished. And I was like, well, it's a good thing y'all emailed me, because I'm starting to put this thing together. I thought y'all had forgot about me, but they've been busy and backed up like everybody else. So I hope to get that in the hopefully next week, because I've got to get this thing mounted and ready to rock and roll. It's been sitting here for over 2 months now, and just, you spend that much money on something, you want to use it. So that's really all we like. The next video will probably be mounting this thing and getting all that squared away and showing you what I did there. But this is how you mount or add a K-strain to a Cat 306. If you order one brand new, they'll probably put it on there, but I wasn't thinking, or maybe I did and they just didn't put it on there. Anyway, That's it for this video, and if y'all got any questions, comment, ask me. Adios.